Welcome back to my channel. I'm former Major League Baseball player Jermaine Curtis, and today what we're going to be talking about is hand movement, body movement. We're going to talk about how to not get jammed. This is going to be a very in-depth and packed episode, so it's something that I would highly recommend that you pull, maybe some paper, pencil out, and take some notes. So the player that you're seeing on my screen right now, great player, catcher, has power, has quick hands, D1 player, like one of my favorite players to coach. One of the things that was happening with him was he had a lot of power, but he couldn't tap into it. He couldn't drive the baseball, and I'm going to show you why. So look at right here. I'm going to let this play in full speed, and this is the beginning of when we started. Actually, this is opening day. This is opening day, the first day when we got there and seeing him hit. So you'll see a lot of stuff going on right here. So let me change the angle real quick so you can see and give you a better view of where that pitch was and where he hit it. As you can see, there's a lot of movement going on, right? He's moving so much that he tends to be late. And that was the common theme with him hitting was look how much movement's going on. So look where his hands are. All right. Now look how he does a toe tap. And then his hands they're still moving the entire time. Now, I have nothing against moving your hands, but when you move too much, your hands can't get in the same place every single time. And that was the issue. His hands weren't getting to the same spot when he was loading. So when he was trying to get here, sometimes his hands would be there. Sometimes they'll be in a different spot. They'll probably be a little bit higher. Sometimes they were a little lower. He was always rushed because his hands were moving too much. And this was basically the main thing we worked on, and we ditched the toe tap because let me change this view real quick. So look, now he's doing the toe tap, right? The ball's about to come out of his hand, and now he's doing the toe tap. So usually he was late. Instead of doing the toe tap when the leg gets up right here, he was doing the toe tap when the ball was about to come out of his hand. So he was late majority of the time, and he became a slappy guy. You just slap to the right side because he couldn't get the bat head out to drive the baseball. See, when you want to drive the baseball, you always want to work where the ball hits about your front foot. This right here would be a line drive up the middle if it was about the point of contact of your front foot. If it's behind it, it's going to go to the opposite way. As you can see right here, this ball is right here. And that's the reason why he, hit this ball to the opposite field. And there'd be times where the ball was like back here and he was hitting it to the first baseman because he couldn't get the bat head out. Now, his hands were super fast. He could get the bat head out. And BP, he was hitting the ball farther than majority of our hitters. He was one of the highest bat speed, hand speed. Basically, on all the metrics, he was one of our, basically elite hitters. But in the game, it would never show up. And it's because of all this movement. His hands weren't getting in the right spot so he could start driving the baseball. So, again, you want to be, I always thought to try to hit it off your front foot on stride when you're in practice, and that's what we worked on. We worked on hitting the ball more out front, just right here, because if he's a click out front, then that right there is a double or homer if he hits it right here. And then if he's a click behind it, that's to right center, and that's where he's going to do his damage. Instead, he's back here where this is a single. It's a line drive single, but when the count is 0-0, which this count was 0-0, and it's a fastball middle, you want to do damage with this pitch. You just don't want to slap it to the other side. Yeah, he's just slapping it to the right side instead of driving this pitch. So that's what we worked on. We worked on getting his hands to not move as much. Now, there's nothing wrong with moving here, but see how it goes 1, 2, 3. There was 3 movements right there for him to get ready to swing. Basically, he had to be right or perfect every single time for him to be consistent. And you don't want to be in that place where you have to time the pitcher up every single at bat, and you have to be on time. If you're not on time, if you're second off, that's a ground out, that's a pop up, he would miss. So that's what you don't want to do. You don't want to have so much movement where you can't get your hands in the right place at the right time. Again, here it is. There's nothing wrong with this right here, this movement right here. It's when he starts gathering, when he starts loading, look how much he's moving. 1, 2, 3. See how that? There's 3 movements right there. So he has to be perfect every single time. He has to be on time every single time, and he makes it very hard for himself because of those movements. Now, again, I have nothing wrong with the movement right here. This is nothing wrong. And a good person that you should look into when I'm talking about this is Nolan Arenado. Nolan Arenado, he just spazzes in the batter's box. He's moving a lot, but right before he's about to swing, it's calm before the storm. And that's what I want to get across to you guys right now, is you have to be calm before the storm. And right now, he's still in the storm, even though he's getting ready to hit. Everything's moving. And then he's trying to attack the baseball. And that's going to lead you to, being inconsistent. So what did we do? Well, this is what we did, okay? We got him a little bit taller because he likes that. And we kind of had the bat on his shoulders. And this is actually 1 month later. So the first day, opening day, was June 3rd, which that was the video that you seen. 1 month later, this is what he looked like. And it's still a work in progress. These are things that he did over and over and over and over. And it's not like it's going to just magically just fix. Baseball is, you have to keep doing it every single day. There's a reason why this game is the way it is. You have to go out and practice every single day. You have to get that muscle memory, and you have to keep doing it. Otherwise, it just won't show up. So again, this is a work in progress, but as you can see, and I'll let this move in fast time so you can see it. He started driving the ball now, starting to get it out there, get it out front. Now, there again, he still had a little movement, but there was no toe tap, and it was cleaner. Everything was cleaner, and the movements were shorter. And the reason why is because we wanted to get him ready. See, the pitcher's job is to get you off balance. So they're trying to do whatever they can to get you off balance, to mess up your timing. Because if they mess up your timing and, like I say, get you off balance or mess up your base, that's the way I say it, then they're going to mess up your swing. So your job as a hitter is to get yourself ready so you can get barrel to the ball as often as possible. When you're a hitter that times pitchers up, it becomes hard because if you're a click off, then you're wrong. Now, you can time the pitcher up, but it doesn't have to be all or nothing. And that's what he was. He was all or nothing. If he wasn't on time, there was no way he was going to get a hit. But this swing right here, he was click out front, or if he's a little late, he can still give himself a chance. And it started to produce. He went from batting like 100 to batting 300. He was hitting doubles. He was hitting, the ball hard consistently. And this is, I'll give you the drills and what we did after. But as you can see, look, he still has he's a little quieter with his hands. And there's 1, there's 2. So we eliminated 1, and look how better his bat got into loading. Look, before it wasn't getting there, right? Now he got there. Now he's more balanced, and look how much stronger position he is in, how much movement in his body. So we're going back to this. Look how much he barely even moved. And then it's direct to the ball. And now it got in on him a little bit, but he's better. Those actions will allow him to start driving the baseball and using that bat speed and his lower half and all the tools he's been given. He's been gifted from God. All those tools he'd be able to use more efficiently just by eliminating all those movements. So here we go. Hands back. It's a simpler swing and allows himself to get there. Now he just missed this pitch, but look at the finish on that. Look how he drives through that baseball. Bats get even to the ground. He gets there. He's a click. He hit this ball probably about right here, but boom, he gets through it. Good finish. Good follow through. Drove that ball. So as you can see, there's less movement, and this allow him to be more consistent, allow him to get barrel to the ball, and allow him to be the hitter that he was ought to be, more consistent. So what do we do? Well, as you can see right here, the bat is like on his shoulders. So I literally told them, put the bat on your shoulder. And when we were doing soft toss, I would flip to him and he had to go straight from there and go up to his load. He had to load straight from there. So he couldn't time me off of front flips. So I didn't want him timing me off of front flips. I didn't want him to, because that's what he normally did. He was like timing front flips up. He'll time your BP up. And I wouldn't allow that to happen. So I forced him to go right from there to load to hitting. So that quiet, you see how he's kind of right here on the shoulder, and then he goes here. He still does, like I said, it's a work in progress. He's still timing up a little bit with his hand movement, but it's better. And that's what you want to take things in stride in baseball. You want to say, okay, I am doing the right things. And once he started seeing these type of results where he was pulling the ball and he was getting more line drives, then he was like, oh yeah, I understand what you're trying to do. I understand it. I totally get it. So that was the first thing we did. So we had him right on his shoulders just like this and go straight up. Okay, so couldn't time me, had to get ready to hit. The other thing we did was we do the step in drill. So we'd have him in the batter's box in his batting stance, and he had to step in with his right foot, and I was getting ready to flip. So again, he couldn't tie me up. So step in with your right foot, and once I flipped the baseball, he was ready to hit it. So again, we're taking out all the rhythm, we're taking out all the timing, step right in, get ready to hit. And so just imagine this, let me explain it. So imagine him being, instead of being here, he was a step back, okay, back here. And then he stepped with his right foot in. Uh-oh. Okay, so he's right here. He steps with his right foot in, and I'm already getting ready to flip him the baseball. And so it's like, it's leg kick up, hands back, swing. So again, he can't think, he can't time, he's ready to hit. So that was another drill we did. We also did where he was back here, so where the umpire is, and he stepped in with his right foot and he went in to hit. So again, we're just taking away all the timing and those movements, the unnecessary movements, and allow him to just hit the ball, go to the ball, get ready to hit, so that he can be early, get himself in a good position, consistent position to get barrel to the ball. And then also we would hit off the pitching machine, and I think the pitching machine did a lot more, because on the road we would do all these drills, but pitching machine really helped him. And what we did with the pitching machine is, you see how the pitcher is, at the pitcher's mound, 60 feet 6 inches. Well, we would have the pitching machine halfway, 30 feet, and we would crank it up. And I'll be like, get in there. And I would tell him, get closer to the machine. Go, get closer. See as close as you can get to the machine. What is that going to force you to do? It's going to force you to just get ready to hit. You're eliminating all the bad movements now. You're just going to get ready to hit. And that's the key right there. Getting ready to hit. Because if you're ready, you're in a good position, you'll put barrel to the ball. You'll start being more consistent and you'll start driving the ball. Now you're not trying to time the pitcher up. And if you're a little off, which baseball's hard, where we're going to be a little off, guys are going to start moving the baseball the higher you go up. And if you're trying to just time them, it's going to be a very, very, very hard game. So that's what we did. And if you enjoyed this, hit that like button for me. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. And I'll see you in the next video.